out there.
Alright guys, we're getting ready to call the hunt giveaway winner. Talk to him about where he wants to go with us next fall.
I don't think he's gonna pick up. Oh, he's picking up.
Yo,
What's going on?
how's it going, bud?
Hey Josh, how you doing, man?
Pretty good. How about yourself?
Pretty good. You're the big hunt giveaway winner, dude. How's that feel?
Yes, sir. Still a little surreal. Didn't believe it at first, but fucking awesome to be hearing from you.
We're pretty stoked, especially since like you haven't hunted deer before. Like that's really, really cool.
Awesome to be hearing from you guys, and looking forward to further details.
Yeah, man.
But yeah.
Sounds good to us, dude. Have a good one.
That's gonna be pretty fun.
Yeah,
It seems like a good one.
Cool too.
that's gonna be pretty fun. Yeah. He's never hunted deer before.
Made it.
Howdy.
How's it going?
Good.
Hello.
How's it going?
Glad you can make it. Good to see you.
Nice to be here.
Josh. Ted, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Jake.
Josh.
Nice to meet you.
Get her dialed in.
Yeah, we're there. we're in a
Nice
decent
right
field. Plenty good enough to kill whitetail. Should be fun. I'm excited.
Just need Ted to rub some of that good Missouri luck off on you. He's
Dude, we
done good here.
You should hear his fan. There's like his AC fan or whatever it is in his car.
It's like,
Tell him what you think happened.
I think a mouse crawled in there, and I flipped the fan on, and it just killed it. Must have killed it because all of a sudden it just started going clink, 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 clink. And like 2 days later, it started smelling like a dead mouse.
Come listen to it.
Waiting to
I'm about to take off. Doesn't sound good.
Yeah, I've duck hunted. That's what started. I've only been hunting for like 3 years, so started duck hunting and then ventured into turkey. Got my first turkey this spring, and yeah, deer was the next one I wanted to get into. That's why I'd enter this giveaway as, you know, this might be legit. And gave it a week or so and talked to, it was Zach. That's what it was.
Zach
Sandower.
That's
Onyx. That's who reached out then.
So like you're starting to hunt, do you have somebody that like is kind of your mentor, or you just kind of
I got
by yourself?
I got a buddy I went to high school with who he's the one who took me out and got me duck hunting, showed me the ropes and that, and same with turkey. He was there, took me to turkey hunt, kind of showed me the ropes on everything, and who got me out there. That's been a blessing for sure. Cause that's what I was saying. I've always been a fan and wanted to get into hunting and, you know, getting my own meat, learn how to process meat and go from seeing in the field to having it on the table the next day. But it's tough when you don't grow up in it or don't really know anyone. So stoked to be here and stoked to have people show me the ropes, and no matter what, I'm gonna come out with some knowledge and a lot of good memories, so I'm excited.
On the next episode, Jake and Zach hop in the boat, fire up the 82 Evinrude, and get eyes on a big buck. This is some action you don't want to miss.
Nice.
That's great. How's it going?
What's up, man? Aaron.
Josh, nice to meet you.
How was your flight?
It was good. Everything went smooth.
There'll be deer coming down this in the morning to hook back in there in bed, and there's probably going to be deer coming through that little saddle right there that's thick. It's naturally where the deer are going to be after they've been, you know, flung at all weekend.
Hunted aggressively,
Yeah.
It's been like that for like a week.
Oh my God.
That's exactly what we thought about.
It was his tail flapping. Probably.
Found the problem, didn't you?
He's been in there running that wheel.
Yeah.
Let me see that.
Ran himself to death.
Oh my goodness.
I just tore like everything apart. So it's gonna be a pain in the butt to get it all back together.
You
put your vehicle back.
I took the glove box all apart, and then that's not how to get to that thing. So
You tried to go into the glove box? Okay.
pretty good one.
It's a well-traveled mouse.
Yeah.
anything? Like with Ted's?
Just leave it down the whole time.
Put that down.
Yeah.
And give it a little shaky poo. Should go down.
I'll probably just lift that thing up.
How fast does it go?
Really fast.
How many knots can you get up to?
I don't know. Faster than I can paddle.
Downstream. Sweet.
Jacob, I can't figure out your boat.
That's what it is. Go on foot, get it done. Yeah. Plan B.
Josh is losing confidence in us real fast.
No kidding. Can't get Jacob's boat to start. Couldn't hardly get the boat off the trailer, to be honest.
I think we're a couple hundred yards away from where we need to be, because deer will cross. You know how we saw those tracks right there in the bottom? Yeah. They'll cross at the bottom of the ditch, and then they'll cross at the top of the ditch. Like right in here where all this blowdown is, they won't go through there as much. I say that, and then we'll see one do that. But most of the time, that's what it seems like happens. Yeah, I want to be watching this. See that thick edge right there? Yeah. I want to be watching anything to come out of that. If you see one coming up this direction, I'm gonna have to stand up and get ready to shoot him through this thick stuff right here. But what I'm hoping they do is that they come off that ridge and they come right through this little bottom towards this other patch of thick cover back here. If he pops into an opening or something where you can shoot him, don't necessarily worry about aiming yet. Just bat to stop him. Something pretty loud, well, fairly loud enough to get his attention, because you want him to stop and pause, and then you can go back to aiming, put it behind the shoulder and shoot him, squeeze it off. Okay. Because they're not, like in the woods in here, it's tricky. I ain't gonna lie. Like when they're moving through this stuff real quick, it's easy to miss them. Yeah. You got your scope all the way down pretty well?
Yeah, I'm on 2.5, so.
This is what I think we're going to be getting into a lot, is these types of setups. We just got to kind of feel it out. We got to get this boat situation figured out here in a little bit. But we're out here in the woods today with Josh. He won our giveaway last year that we did with Onyx and Vortex, trying to get your first deer ever with a gun. With, if anything, right?
Yeah, first deer.
First deer ever. And you were telling me they don't even have whitetails where you're from.
Nope. Got blacktail down in California, so pretty exciting. Whole new habitat, different species, different seasons, so real stoked and excited to be here.
We crept into this spot this morning and haven't seen anything yet. There's a couple fresh rubs down along the transition, and there's some thicker cover. I don't know how long we're going to spend in here. We've already had kind of a debacle of a morning. We tried to use Jake's boat, and that didn't work. Yeah. As Josh Ilderton would say, he's total calamity.
We started doing that, and it was a calamity, an absolute calamity trying to get through it.
That's usually what it is, though, on public land. It's like 50% total calamities and 50% good hunting. But you got to stay the course. A lot of people get discouraged, and they go out and they have, a bad experience like that, and then they just hang it up and expect that that's the way it's going to be every time. But that's not the case. We'll eventually get the boat started today, and hopefully get into some deer. We might shoot one right here too. Who knows? We're hunting down here in Missouri, and rifle season in Missouri is kind of a complete mess sometimes. I mean, especially opening weekend, but it's Monday. Or at least the majority of the hunting pressure was probably in here yesterday and Saturday. When I was driving around, all these parking lots are full, and we only saw one other truck this morning. That's why I wanted to bring you down here during the week. It's because I figured we would be dealing with fewer people. But it's a high-powered rifle season in the middle of the rut that lasts like a week and a half. So these things get totally pounded. And the strategy is to kind of get back into this thick cover, because on opening weekend, when all these deer start getting shot at, it's like their bow season's been going on for a month and a half, and then all of a sudden the deer wake up Saturday morning and they just hear rifles cracking everywhere. So they just gravitate to these little thick areas, these cedar patches, thick grass and stuff. Because it's in the middle of the rut, they're still breeding, they're still doing their thing. But they can't do it out on these open ridges and in the middle of these ag fields, or they're going to get shot. The only way they survive is by diving into the thick stuff. So that's what we're going to do too. We're going to be hunting with a rifle, but we might have some deer within bow range when we shoot them. At least that's the plan. That's the thing about the rut. You see it on TV and stuff and people that haven't experienced it, they kind of get the idea that it's just bucks chasing does everywhere, bucks fighting, and that does happen, but it's a lot of this. It's a lot of staring at leaves. That's why I like still hunting when the wind gets up a little bit, because you can kind of go and try to find the action. It's just a little more risky because you bump more deer doing that. Check this ridge out quick and then we'll go back. Jake's back at the boat. He just sent me a Snapchat of the boat running with half of that pull string hanging out.
It's like everything my dad owns. You gotta know how to start it.
Boys, off on another adventure, boys.
This stuff's pretty thick too. I don't know. I mean, probably hard to pinpoint exactly where to be in here, but sure seems like a place where you'd see a buck moving around in the middle of the day. Yeah, I would just practice moving that gun some with those sticks. Like get it set up to where like you can shoot this opening, you can shoot this opening, you can shoot this, you can shoot this. Like it's all about like visualizing where they could come from, and then practice. You know, you don't have to practice taking the safety off or anything. A little lower, yeah, a little lower on that side.
For every window.
Yeah, yeah.
So when it gets here, I have one less thing to stress about.
Right. You kind of just
crosshairs on it.
Yeah, just kind of visualize everything before it happens. It's helpful. More than anything, you just want to be looking for movement on that opposite ridge. Yeah. I'm gonna go out there and rattle. I think it's just a different strain of red oaks. But see them, it's that one that just dropped. Yeah, it's the one that just dropped that acorn onto this cedar. And they're the ones that are about the size of your thumbnail. Okay. They're the smaller ones. I've seen deer just hammer them things this time of year. And not leave a lot of sign, really. Just find the acorns. Big buck right there. Yep, that's how it happens. That's why you gotta sit just all day over a spot. That's why you gotta be out here all day.
Covering ground.
And those jays are fussing a bunch up in there.
After seeing that guy, I got high hopes for this little chunk right here.
I'm sure you do. That's not exactly ideal to have him smell you, though, because he won't make that mistake again now. At least I don't think he will. He might be doubling back up through there right now. There's a lot of jays fussing up in there, dang. We just popped out of the boat, scouting some spots, just kind of speed scouting through the middle part of the day. We've been sitting, rattling, watching funnels and stuff most of the day. We just popped up here and we're glassing across here at this transition, looking at all these rubs. And all of a sudden Josh says, "Big buck right there." And he was literally right there, like 150 yards. Probably should have just, hindsight, probably should have just tried to pop up and get a good rest and shoot him. I was afraid by the time we did that he was going to hit our wind because he was going right into it. Our wind's blowing right to him. Oh well. He turned and he went back up on that ridge that we just scouted. We were just up in there rattling. We sat up there through the middle of the day for a couple hours. Found some big sign in there, big rubs. So no surprise that there's a big buck running around. We're going to go back around to the other side though, where we found a bunch more just general deer sign and set up for the evening. He might pop out over there, I don't know. Yeah, let's go give her a whirl. See if we can get in a good setup here. Great shot, Josh. Great shot. Dude, that might be your deer.